Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. We're going to take you now inside the classroom to see some of the problems that teachers are facing within Atlanta Public Schools. One teacher asking us to hide her identity. She says that she has completely lost her authority inside the classroom because Atlanta Public Schools launched an initiative to reduce the number of out-of-school suspensions. The teacher says it's leading to more disruptions.
You feel helpless because you can't do anything. These kids are not scared to get in trouble.
Do you feel like you've lost the support of administration?
I don't think that I've ever had support from them. This year, it doesn't feel like they've been supporting the teachers at all.
All right, we're going to bring in Dr. John Trotter. He is chairman of the Metro Association of Classroom Educators, also known as MACE Teachers Union. Dr. Trotter, thanks for being here this morning. We appreciate your time. You say that the Atlanta public school system, the environment is conducive to cheating. Mm-hmm. There's some serious allegations being made that dozens and dozens of teachers actually took test scores, erased them to make the students appear to have done well on the testing. Where does the accountability lie?
Well, it first starts off with the superintendent, Dr. Beverly Hall. I believe that her administration has established a whole culture of intimidation. There's all this leadership by intimidation instead of inspiration. And the teachers are afraid. You just had a segment where you had to opaque the face of the teacher and change the voice because they're afraid to speak out. The mandate seems to be you will either raise the test scores at your school or else. And when the teachers do systematically cheat, that's obviously wrong. But it's not just the teachers. I mean, I think in many cases it's the administrators. We've picketed down there. A lot of times we'll say, teachers teach, but administrators cheat. Now, you can't have good learning conditions in a school until you first have good teaching conditions. And order is the first law of the universe, the first law. And there's no order in Atlanta Public Schools. The kids are running the schools. Now, the kids are going to do, your kids, my kids, they're going to do anything they can to get by. If you allow kids to be disruptive, the kids will be disruptive. And in Atlanta, that segment's right. They don't want any suspensions. They don't want to discipline the kids. I'm talking about the administration. They will let the kids do anything, and the teachers are at the mercy of disruptive and defiant students.
So does it come down to curriculum? At what point, or do you think teachers need more authority to discipline students? It's coming to discipline, you say.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter what the curriculum is if the kids are bouncing off the walls. It doesn't matter. The RANDs did all the studies years ago, back in '76, I think they promulgated the study, where it says it doesn't really matter what the curriculum is, the way the school is organized, whether it's junior high or middle school, the teaching methods, whether it's student-oriented or teacher-oriented. These things don't matter when it comes to achievement. What matters, basically, is a good, effective teacher, administrator, who inspires the teachers and frees the teachers up to teach so they can be creative. They're teaching from prescriptive curriculums, and every teacher in Atlanta, every teacher that watches this program knows I'm telling the truth. They're teaching from a prescriptive curriculum where they have to be on this subject at this time at 2:10 on Friday afternoon, like the same school across town, and they have to rush through the curriculum, and they can't do it when kids are being defined in the classroom. I challenge people to go in there anonymously and substitute teach. Or teach on a permanent basis for a year. They would be absolutely appalled at what goes on. It's unconscionable what the Beverly Hall administration has allowed to take place in the Atlanta public schools. It's gotten worse and worse since she arrived in town in the summer of 1999.
She's gone, right?
Not yet, she's not gone.
But they're heading in a new direction with a new superintendent, correct?
Well, we hope.
Okay. What do you, look for in a new superintendent that you've seen in other major cities where it's been successful?
You haven't seen a lot of success in major cities. That's the problem, because most all these superintendents, these national superintendents I call them, they're all cut from the same pattern. They come to town, they bring their cult family with them. They all bring their administrators from New York or L.A. or whatever, and they bring everybody with them who, basically kisses their posterior and does everything they want them to do, and they create this culture of fear and intimidation, and they want it to portray to the school board, oh, we raise the test scores. Now, where is it Mark Elgart on the test score? That's what brought all this stuff about the governance. The governance, he focused on the governance. I guess he wants to go tell the Georgia Supreme Court when they recently had a 5-4 split decision on charter schools? He going to put them on on probation, the Supreme Court of Georgia, or the U.S. Congress, or the United States Supreme Court, which always has 5-4 decisions? That's democracy. I think Mark Elgart's more comfortable with an oligarchy, and I think he's a tool of the business community. And I wish they'd finally give an invite to the Piedmont Driving Club. Maybe that'd make him feel better.
All right, we'll have to have you back as soon as a new superintendent may be named, and as soon as we see what happens with the accreditation.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Trotter, thanks for being here this morning. All right, well, when we continue on Public Affairs on Peach, we're going to be talking to a parent who agrees that the school system needs to get back to the basics. That story coming up.